the soul just keeps on coming.
All the soul hits and more.
This week's number 10, in fact, comes from Larry Graham, 1 in a Million You. That's down 2 from last week's number 8. Can't Fake the Feeling, Geraldine Hunt from her latest LP. That's this week's number 9. And this week's number 8, one of the records we played this afternoon, was Coffee, I Wanna Be With You. That's from her latest LP. Right, excellent indeed. I'd recommend that for anyone for their Christmas stocking. Incognita, this week's number 7. That's up 10 from last week's number 17. It's called Parisian Love Affair. I don't know how I can get away with saying that 3 times on a program. This week's number 6 comes from Tina Marie. 2 weeks at number 1. It's dropped down from last week's number 2. I Need Your Loving. This week's number 5, Latoya Jackson. If You Feel the Funk, that's a new entry at number 5 and it's going to go higher, I think, next week. This week's number 4, it's Coffee, Casanova, and the original, of course, was done by a certain young lady in 1973. More about that later, I think, indeed. This week's number 3, it's Tom Brown and Thighs and Highs. Or Thighs, Highs, Grip Your Hips and Move. That's this week's number 3. And this week's number 2, that one we heard just now, Lynx, You're Lying. And as the bells of London Town take us out, that's about it. This week's number 1, second week in the chart. Second week at number 1, 4 weeks in the chart to be precise. Is it going to be there next week? You have to give us a dance. 648-9790. Vote you for your 3 favourite soul records. And it's all up to you next week. Okay, Light the World, this week's number 1. I wonder what's going to be number 1 next week. 648-9790. Steve Marshall wishing you a very good afternoon.
Guys and girls, the greatest thing to hit London for years.
It's a station called
Radio Invicta.